Alright, hello everyone, welcome to another session of casting Alchemy League Season 7. Today we have two sets from Sprint 1, which at the moment is over, so we are already into Sprint 2, but I think only 3 sets have been played from that, so until the new patch comes out we still have time to, cast games from the previous Sprint. Now, hello NeozZ, welcome. So, we have, for our first set, MrOsoVC8, also known as MrOsoVC8 or MrOsoVC8. I do not know how to pronounce that, so I'll be either calling him MrOso or MrOsoVC8, because, I don't know, just my mind just goes to MrOsoVC8. And his opponent is going to be TheTiger. Now, let's have a quick look at the lads. So, TheTiger, he is a player from Argentina, as you can see, around 2k1 as his highest, currently sitting at 1900, although apparently he doesn't have any recent 1v1 games, so he might be around 2k at the moment, probably. He seems to be active in the team game ladder. His opponent, MrOsoVC8, he is slightly higher in Elo, with a highest of 2k3 and a currently sitting at 2k2. So there is going to be about 300 Elo difference. I believe they still... yeah, that Tiger still doesn't get any handicap, but we'll see. And MrOsoVC8 is from Mexico. Now, I've already casted both of these players, and they're both newcomers when it comes to the league, right? So they haven't played in previous seasons. This is the first one. I don't think either of them has commented anything on the Discord, but I hope they've been enjoying their experience so far. Alright, so as you can see, we have seasons as our map for game 1. This was actually a mistake. Shipwreck was supposed to be the map for game 1 in this set, because this was from round 4, if I'm not mistaken, and Shipwreck was the map of the round for that one. So, slight mistake when it comes to drafting, but I mean, if they still played the set, then it means that both of them were fine with it, so we'll just roll with that. And as for our second map, we're going to have Prayer, which I'm happy to see, because I think I've casted only one game on that map. It's a pretty aggressive one, and yeah, overall I'm happy we're going to be seeing more of that. Now, as for civs, we have our usual 5 random bands, so Bulgarians, Britons, Dravidians, Tatars, and Georgians. Okay, so Bulgarians and Tatars, I guess Georgians. I mean, Georgians are good everywhere. Bulgarians and Tatars, I think they have they can have some plays on Prayer, right? So Bulgarians with some kind of man-at-arm aggression, and Tatars, because of how little food there is on that map, then having the sheep which lasts longer is actually quite nice. As for Britons, Dravidians, I mean, they have their places. Britons, we don't really see much of them, which is a shame, but because I like the civ. And Dravidians, depending on the generation, could be nice on seasons. And Georgians, as said, well, they're good everywhere. Now, MrOsoVC8, he banned Lithuanians and Chinese, went on to snipe Magyars, and was left with Mongols, Khmer, and Berbers. So very strong civs from MrOso, especially Mongols and Berbers can be insane in the right situations, and Khmer are very versatile. Now, Tiger, after banning Persians and Byzantines and sniping Malay, which I like as a snipe, he was left with Hindustanis, Japanese, and Koreans. So his draft is kind of less powerful when you think about the the power spikes that these civs have access to, right? Mongols for feudal and early castle, Khmer for their fast uptimes, and Berbers when they get to camel archers, right? Now these civs don't really get that, but they can get to very dangerous compositions, and they have very nice bonuses when it comes to, being flexible. So I like these choices. I'm surprised Magyars was banned, actually. I would have expected Japanese or Koreans. But I guess MrOsoVC8 doesn't want to take any chances on prayer. And speaking of the snipe from TheTiger, I like the Malay snipe. Mongols could have been another snipe. To be fair, both civs can be insane. But yeah, I would agree with the Malay snipe. They can be very unpredictable and they're good pretty much everywhere. Okay, so those were the civs and the maps. Let's jump straight into the first game, which is going to be on seasons. So I believe this is my second time casting this map. Now you might not know this, but there can be, I think 5, maybe 4 different generations for this map. So you have one like this, where you have the river in the middle, which is completely dockable and you can navigate on it. And you have the shallows connecting the 2 players. You can have the generation... Oh, sorry. Let me... keep on forgetting to change between tournaments. Alchemy League. And it's season 7. Alright. So back to what I was saying. You have different generations. We see this one with the river pretty much thawed, with the shallows in the middle. You have the generation which we saw the first time I casted this map, which actually turned out to be changed afterwards because of the way it was, where you have some ice. Instead of having shallows, you have ice here in the middle. So you cannot actually navigate from one side to the other, right? If you dock here, you want to get with your ships to this side, you have to make another dock and make ships on that other side. And then you have a generation where you still have the river. I forget whether you have fish. I think you still do. But it's not just water, it's all shallows. So you can dock on it, ships can sail on it, but then units can walk all over the river, the whole area of the river. And then you have another generation where the river is completely frozen, so you cannot dock on it, and you just have to go full land aggression. Now, of course, you do not know which generation you're going to get before jumping into the game. So, generally speaking, people tend to go for civs, which can be very adaptable. And speaking of that, we have Japanese from Tiger, who is going to be pretty damn happy about the generation he got because, well, there's tons of fish and Japanese want to get on that fish. And we have Mongols from MrOso. Now, MrOso, I think that's his second boar he's bringing in. He has another one here and another one here. So you have plenty of boars on this map. Tiger, a little bit unfortunate that his boars spawned on the front and behind the wood line. Right? Now, if MrOso was not busy using the scout to push deer, I believe there were 2 patches, or maybe just a big one. So if MrOso was not busy doing that, he could have maybe scouted forward and seen that boar and taken it. Right? As Mongols, you're not going to complain about having extra boars, especially when you steal them from your opponent. But yeah, he's just busy scouting. Both players already on docks. MrOso also already has a fishing ship out. Tiger about to have his first, but it's going to come out by the time that MrOso has 2, I believe. So, for the time being, quite standard build. There's a lot Oh. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. So that boar is not accessible because of the wood line. Does Tiger know about that? He doesn't. But I believe... So I do not know if that qualifies for an admin re. Maybe it doesn't, but yeah. It's still not nice to see. And Mr. Also, look at this. He's already up to feudal. So, you do not normally see Mongols on hybrid or water maps, but they can be sneaky good, right? Because you have your hunters which work faster. So you don't really care that much about not having the best water tech tree, right? Because, sure, your navy might not be as strong as your opponent, but that comes into play in Imperial Age. And having that hunt bonus really helps you get up faster. So you can have navy out faster than your opponent, despite them having, quote-unquote, the better navy. Okay, the question is... Oh yeah, double dock. He's also going to use the dock as part of his walls. He also got 2 sheep. Sorry, 2 turkeys. Well, turkeys are sheep. No second dock from Tiger. Oh, there it is. But Mr. Oso is up to feudal 40 seconds before his opponent, so that's going to be... Okay, it's going to be galleys from Mr. Oso. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind that. So, generally speaking, when you're this close with the dock... When you're this close with the dock, you might want to go fires, right? Ooh, do not... Yeah, that villager is loomed, so it's not going to die. But at the same time, when you're up that much faster, and you know you're up faster because you're Mongols, then it makes sense to open galleys, right? Because by the time you get fires out of the... By the time fires get out of the enemy docks, you're already going to have 2, maybe 3 galleys. And you have plenty of space here to maneuver. So yeah, it makes sense to open galleys here. We have triple dock from both players. Do we have any blacksmith coming up? So no blacksmith from neither player. So fletching is not going to be in for a while. Mr. Oso... Oh, going the way around. He might be able to deny that dock. Let's see. Ooh, yeah. No, Mr. Oso, no! Oh, he goes back because now Tigers jumps out with the galleys. He's got his numbers together. Did he get a fishing ship? I think, yeah, he got a fishing ship. Okay, now we have fletching from Mr. Oso. No blacksmith still from the Tiger, so... Yeah, first blood from the Tiger, but he is going to be at a disadvantage here. Not as much when it comes to damage, because to be fair, most of the galleys' damage comes from the bonus attack they have. But he's going to have a range disadvantage. That said, despite being slower to fuel, he has the same numbers. Well, now this is a galley, so he's going to be behind 1 galley. Yeah, Tiger got a lot of free hits on him there because he was just moving. And sure, most of the times you can dodge with galleys, but not when you're this close, right? The ships were too close to be able to dodge there. And so, yeah, it's 4 docks now. The issue is, one of your docks is over here. So the galleys coming out from this dock are never going to be able to regroup with the ones coming out from here. Now is Mr. Oso Okay, he tried going there. Maybe thinking there are extra docks over there. Hey Ray, welcome. Good to see you here. So yeah, he's going... Yeah, he went around there trying to see if there were more docks, but he should know that, yeah, most of Tiger's docks are over there. And he's going to be able to find the fishing ships. Doesn't really matter that these are Japanese, so they have extra HP and pierce armor. They're going to go down. Now that said, Tiger, despite losing all of his numbers, he still has as many galleys as his opponent. And plenty of galleys here are weak from MrOso, so if Tiger micros properly, he might be able to get back on water. That said, MrOso is going to be clicking up to castle any moment now. He already has the buildings. Yeah, there we go. Tiger not that far away himself. Double mining camp. It's fine. I mean, you're Japanese. That's cheaper for you anyway. Just make it more efficient. Because you have 10 vills on that. But he's going to be losing docks. So he might be getting to castle, yes, but with no docks. Yeah, he's going to be building more here. I'm going to split this a little bit because I started the stream later than I thought I would. Okay. Okay, Tiger is trying to target... Yeah, he's targeting the weak ones. That's what you want to do. But yeah, there were just too many galleys from MrOso. Takes the Vil. And behind this, Tiger has no eco, basically. Right, MrOso, he still has some turkeys. He still has the berries. Second to see. Honestly, he sees this boar. He's Mongols. He might want to maybe just delete a palisade and come out and take it. It's just sitting there, so... Okay, he's not getting the War Galley upgrade. Unless it's queued up. Oh, there it is, yeah. Tiger, if I'm not mistaken, basically saying that they should have given him the handicap here because of the elo difference. But yeah, unless Tiger can somehow get back to on water, this is not going to be pretty for him because, well, first of all, there aren't that many resources on land. Yeah, and Tiger cost the GG. So MrOso takes the first game. So there aren't that many resources, and if the Mongol player has water and just walls up, then the death pool the Mongol player can get to is, well, stronger than whatever the Japanese player is going to be able to do. Also, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 golds. Oh yeah. Okay, this was a pretty buggy generation. So we have 5 golds on MrOso's side, and we have 3 on Tiger's. I guess this one was supposed to be here. Probably, like this one is close to the water. And then Tiger had a boar in the back, walled by the woodlands. So yeah. Map generation not being kind with Tiger. I guess I'll show this in the Discord afterwards. Just in case future generations do not get this. I mean, I guess it's hard to balance this map to begin with the 4 different generations that you might get. But yeah. I mean, to be fair, it sucks. Like, right? The way the resources was distributed, but it didn't really impact the game. I mean, the number of goals didn't really impact the game at this point. Maybe missing that board, but at the same time, he didn't take this, which he had available, so can't really make an argument about that. Okay. So that was game 1. Let's load up game 2. And see what they have for us. So game 2 is going to be on prayer. Yes. Okay, so prayer. You start with 2 scouts. So you are going to be getting Loom. I'm surprised to see no Mesos when there is prayer, because I mean, if you get something like Mayans or Aztecs, you start with 2 eagles. Well, Incas as well, which to me seems very strong. But instead we have Khmer, which I actually like on this map, and Hindustanis. Now, the problem with this map is going to be that you have basically no resources, right? As you can see, there's very scarce wood. There are no boars, so you only get deers. Of course, you have 2 patches and you have 2 scouts, so you could technically get 2 deers at the same time. Sheep, there is... Yeah, I think there is only 1 patch of extra sheep, because we have 6 here. Yeah, there's only 1. You have some shorefish in the corners, and we actually, last time I casted this, we saw, I don't remember who it was. There was a player who went for fish boom in the 4 corners, right? Actually, it was 3 because he couldn't dock one of the corners because of the rocks. But yeah, that's a possibility. And then as for golds, you actually have plenty of golds lying around, right? You have 3 around your base. Actually, Tiger missing 1. Oh, I guess it's that one? No, because it's 2 tiles. Wait. Okay, there it is. I was about to say that Tiger got 2 bugged maps in a row, but no, apparently not. Anyway, so the reason I like Khmer so much on this map is that you do not really need to put that many villas on wood in Dark Age, because, well, you do not need any buildings to go up. So you can focus your villagers on the, on the deers, and then once you get to feudal, you switch your eco to farming. You have some of the best farms in the game, so that's pretty good. And if you want to go straight into scouts, again, you do not need the barracks. So you have that extra wood lying around. You could potentially go for gold. And if you go out mining the gold, then maybe you make a house close to your mining camp and you just hop into it if you get raided. Because again, you're pretty much very exposed here. Very open. So yeah, overall, I like Khmer. I like Hindustanis as well because, well, you have very little resources and having those discounted villagers is going to be nice. So yeah, I like both civs. I probably prefer Khmer, personally. Although if you get to late game, I guess Hindustanis can be better. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, MrOso with just 1 vill on the wood. He doesn't need more. Whereas the Tiger, to keep up, buildings and everything, he needs 3. Because he will need that barracks. And oh, he also made the mill, okay. I mean, that makes sense, right? You get Loom at the start anyway, so unless your opponent comes here with 2 scouts, he's not going to be getting any vills. And even if he gets 1, then he is going to be losing a lot of HP on the scouts, potentially even losing one. Okay, we have some love taps from the two groups of scouts. Let me ban the bot in chat real quick while we look at them. And once again, MrOso is going to be up faster. So Tiger, yeah, you don't really want to be hanging so close to your opponent's DC. I mean, you're against Khmer, so you might be expecting a lightning fast uptime. I mean, it's not lightning fast, but it's 2 vills earlier. Ah, well, 35 seconds of idle TC time, so I guess it's only 1 vill earlier. Okay, we have feudal from MrOso. Okay, MrOso does not know about that mill. And that's huge because he doesn't even know about this patch of tiers, right? So if Tiger wanted to, he could also either drop a second mill here or just long distance the tiers. Ooh, MrOso might get a veil kill. Oh yeah, he will. Yeah, he lost a lot of HP, and now he's going to have the, yeah, he's going to run into the problem that Khmer have when they use their bonus and they do not drop the required military building to go into stables, and that is that in a scout war, they're not going to have spearmen, right? Whereas the Hindustani having to build the barracks in order to get to the stable, they will have the spearmen. Yeah, MrOso already with the feudal eco upgrades, already making farms with horse collar. That's very good to see. I love when people do not skip that upgrade. Especially on a map like this, right? You could make the argument that you want to skip the upgrade because there is so little resources that you cannot afford to spend them so early on. But at the same time, I like to make the argument that precisely because you have very little resources, then you should be investing into things like horse collar, which is going to be saving you more wood in the long run. Because this wood is going to be running out very quickly. But yeah, very nice eco here for MrOso. He is going to kill the spear with the TC. No, but I mean, kills it with the scouts. And now we have... Okay, we have 5 scouts from the Hindustani player. Yeah, but look at this. He's just now dropping the farms. His opponent already on 8 farms. Now, that said, Tiger is taking these tiers, so it makes sense that he's behind in farm numbers. Now, MrOso, despite having a good eco, he's piling up the idle TC time. Right, he is behind in bills, despite killing 1. He is going to be walled, though. Yeah, only missing that piece of wall. He's got safe gold in the back, so I wouldn't be too surprised if he took like these 3 vills and, you know, put them down on gold. Okay, he's going for an archer range. Okay, so he's going to be staying in feudal for a while. Now, the archer range is going to be, of course, for the skirmishers, which are going to be nice against the spearmen. But now, okay, we have a scout raid from the Tiger. MrOso is walling, but these are Hindustani scouts. So they do deal extra damage to buildings. He might be able to take down this house. Yeah, but there's the scouts from MrOso coming back, so yeah. It's unfortunate that Tiger went straight for that instead of going for the wood line. Ooh, and he's going to get walled in. And he's going to lose everything. Oh, no. One scout stays alive. And yeah, I mean, he knew about the wood line. So it's weird to me how he tried to go for that gold instead of just going there. And MrOso... Oh, I thought it would be skirms from him, but no, it's archers. Yeah, I mean, I guess archers still kill the spearmen. Oh, there's a skirm. They still kill the spearmen. They do not cost food, so they do not really delay your uptime. But now MrOso... Okay, Tiger, the moment that tree behind goes down, he's going to be open here. And he's open here in the back. Okay. MrOso still doesn't know about that. I like this. He's got map control, and he knows that, so he's just going to come out and take the tiers now. And he thinks Tiger is walled. Well, he is now. So MrOso has stopped making scouts. He's now making mostly archers. I mean, he's got 7 on gold. So he's probably going to be keeping the food instead of investing it into military units. Oh, never mind. Tiger, though, had in rest collected, and I would say that's because of the tiers, right? He took what? There were what, 10 tiers overall here. Yeah, I think it was 2 patches of 5 tiers like this. Okay, MrOso now getting bloodlines. He also has the first armor, so his scouts are going to be very strong. And do keep in mind there are no spearmen here from MrOso. So if he can keep the spearmen alive and snipe the archers with the scouts, then suddenly this is a good position. Okay. Ooh, yeah. That's nice for him. MrOso backs down with the scouts. He's now going to try to get bloodlines himself and the armor, because he probably saw the upgrades on his opponent's scouts, but sure, he's ahead by 3 scouts, but he has no spears. So even though they're going to be, you know, equal in terms of upgrades, there are spears from the Hindustani player. And again, MrOso, quite open. Won't lose that veil because she jumps into the house. And Tiger is up to Castle Age. He will get a kill here. Yes. Gets another kill, that's nice. He could take down this house if he wanted to. Gets some free hits from the TC. Yeah, if you're Tiger... Oh, there is a small heal, so it's going to be nice, but he still loses this. But that shouldn't matter too much. I mean, sure, you're going to get to castle with no numbers, but at the same time, your opponent is on scouts, and you still have 3 spearmen left. You're walled. You're going to be in castle. You're Hindustani, so you're going to be making camels. I would love to see a second stable. There it is. And Tiger. How much does he know about the map? Because he's got a lot of wood. So dropping extra TCs around to expand is going to be pretty easy for him. He could drop a TC around here. Yeah, he's going to use those vills. MrOso is never going to be coming here because he doesn't know about that, and he is too focused on trying to get into Tiger's base. And there was a hole, of course. Of course, there's always a hole. Now these scouts are weak, so I think he'll probably fight back with the vills. Oh, but there's upgrades on the scout though. Tiger, yeah, he loses that vill, but I mean, these scouts are dead now because of the camels. So MrOso is just going to try and get as many kills as possible with them. 30C from Tiger. Now that TC is going to keep the woodline safe. Tiger needs to wall this, right? He just saw his opponent got out. Yeah, there we go. Because sure, this woodline is safe. This stone is going to be safe. But your golds are still exposed, right? And we have CA from the Khmer player. Okay, so... you do not normally see this from Khmer because... sure, they get Parthian, they get heavy CA, but no Thumbring. Which is not ideal when you're playing CA, right? Sorry, I could hear a weird sound. I did not understand what it was. It's like a buzzing sound, but I see no bugs around, so I don't know. Anyway, back to the game. So back to my point. Yeah, you can make them work. It's just CA without Thumbring are nothing to be too excited about, especially when you're against camels, right? Because I mean, CA, they can hold their ground against camels if you have room to maneuver, and I mean, look at this map. You have plenty of room to maneuver here. But camels, they're faster than CA. And I believe neither player has husbandry in, right? Oh, actually, yeah. Actually, MrOso has husbandry. Oh, both players have husbandry. Okay, never mind. Doesn't change the fact that, yeah, camels 1.6, 1.54. So, I mean, despite being slower, you could technically just maneuver a micro and just kite the camels. But having Thumbring helps with that, because you spend less time, you know, firing and more moving. Okay, we now have camels from MrOso. So I'm guessing... yeah, those knights are most likely to snipe the scorpions, which are a good answer to the CA. Okay, Tiger... okay, does MrOso know about the TC though? Okay, he does, okay. So now he knows about this. Farming over there for a Tiger is maybe a little bit too bold, because these farms are going to be pretty exposed. So I'd rather see him, you know, farm at home. University probably to get ballistics for those scorpions, so that they can better deal with the CA, and those scorpions are out of position. MrOso does not know about that. But there's knights in this table, so if those scorpions show up at his base without being protected by the camels, they might get sniped. Okay, never mind, the scorpions are going back. Okay, Ballistics is in for the CA. Okay, Mr. Also now making a Siege Workshop. So he's probably thinking, maybe Knights against the Hindustanis. Not the best call, even if we're using them to snipe the Scorpions. Let's just go for Mangonel. He could honestly opt for a Scorpion switch of his own, because he's Khmer, so his Scorpions are going to have one more range compared to the standard one by the Hindustanis. But yeah, it's going to be a Mangonel. Now, this castle... Okay, yeah. Yeah, I was about to say it. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're bringing, what? 18 vills. You have camels, you have scorpions, you know your opponent is on CA. I don't think he knows about the Siege Workshop, but even if he did, then he's got the camels here to snipe that. Yeah, you can be very aggressive with that castle. Now, same amount of vills, but there's knights. Camels are out of position. Oh, this could be disaster for... Could be disaster for the Tiger. 2 scorpions go down. 3rd scorpion goes down. Mangonel goes down as well. Okay, so both players now have a castle in their face. But Mr. Oso is up to Imperial. Tiger is not. And sure, in this situation, you'd much rather be Tiger, right? Because yes, you have a castle, but your castle is in the face of your opponent, whereas your opponent has a castle in his face. So this castle from Tiger denies a lot of eco. Well, not a lot, a couple of farms, but makes it awkward for Mr. Oso to expand. And now we have Imperial from both players. Okay. So Tiger not too far behind when it comes to Imperial. He should be able to keep this castle up. Honestly, he could make a couple of what's it called, Gulams, and eventually send them in to snipe the traps. To be fair, he's got enough camels to even snipe the traps if he wanted to. And the thing is, Tiger can just stay on camels. Mr. Also will have to switch out of CA. Again, sure, you get heavy CA, you get Paladin Tactics, you get Bracer, you get Chemistry, whatnot. You're still missing Thumbring. And I don't think you want to be fighting Hindustani camels with Thumbring less CA. No, that sound was not a cricket. I recognize them, little bastards. Anyway, heavy plow now in for Tiger. Okay, it's not been in for Mr. Oso. Hand card, so Tiger doing a very nice thing, which I've been trying to do myself lately, and I suggest people try doing that as well, which is when you go up to the next stage, just do a check of your eco upgrade so you do not forget about them. Okay, Tiger being very aggressive with those camels. And I mean, sure, his camels get bonus damage against buildings. Might be able to take down the trap, okay. Mr. Oso... Oh, Mr. Oso is going to be denying that castle. Unless... Mr. Oso? Ooh, okay, that castle goes up. And that castle will keep all of this gold safe. And look at that, Mr. Oso. Sure, he's got the castle. Sure, he's going to be able to trap this one down. But he's got... Yeah, he's got no clue what you need to be making, right? Because he was on CA. He's getting Bracer. He'll eventually get Chemistry, I suppose. But once Heavy Camel comes in from the Hindustani, what do you do? Right? I guess they're still missing the last armor upgrade. So there's that. But this castle will go down. If not with this volley, with the next one. Maybe not, because there's multiple vills. Okay, yeah, as long as it's just one trap, that castle will stay up. But, I mean, Tiger could get chemistry behind this and go for bomber cannons, which is something the Khmer player cannot do. Right, they used to get bomber cannon, but then they lost it due to, well, balance reasons. Oh, look at this. Mr. also sees... Yeah, he sees the whole map. Yeah, I mean, Tiger kind of lost this position, but he's fine, right? He needs to take a deep breath and do not take those fights underneath the castle. Because Mr. Oso, sure, he's got CA, he's got traps, he's got castle, but he cannot really push out, right? So, yeah, just get chemistry. Get a couple of bomber cannons behind. You guard them with the camels and you're fine. Tiger's eco is far superior at the moment. It is fully developed. Maybe he could delete like 10 veils or something like that, but I guess he wants to get the resources for as many upgrades as possible before doing that, before freeing up pop space. I do not like how he keeps getting those, keeps taking those fights for no reason. Ooh, Imp Camel coming in now, but he just threw away his whole army. So Tiger being a little bit too hasty here. I mean, we know that he is actually ahead when it comes to vills and military and position, to be fair. But up until a moment ago, yeah, look at that. Score is still pretty close, so he might be thinking he's more behind than he actually is. But he's kind of... Yeah, eventually he's going to be starving his opponent for resources because, yeah, this area got denied. He's going to be raiding here as well. And the moment Imperial Camel comes in, then he's going to have the perfect unit to deal with his opponent. Hey Otter, welcome. Yeah, I mean, he went CA in Castle, and I guess he stayed on them, but... I mean, sure, you can make it work, just not against Hindustani camels, right? Because you're missing Thumbring. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. I'm a little bit surprised that he didn't go into Halberdiers. I mean, I know you do not get, what's it called, Squires, but... it's still a better choice against the camels. But yeah, now with bomber cannons you can just take down the traps. And eventually you move on to the castle. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay. And yeah, I mean, Mr. Oso, he's not really making a switch. I'm guessing he... I guess he's a little bit too focused on the cavalry identity of the Khmer. Okay, yeah, now we see pikemen. Honestly, he could go for Arbalester. Yeah, but he calls the GG. He calls the GG, and so... Tiger ties this one up with a very strong show. Yeah, at the end of the day, he used his Civ well. Also, I think going out early for those tiers was a smart move, because at the end of the day, yes, you're exposed, but at the same time, you're kind of on the sides. And most of the time, you're going to be fighting in the middle or, you know, in one player's base. So units will go right through the middle. They were not passed to the sides. So yeah, it was risky, but it paid off. So that was a good play from him. And then he just played solid. At the end of the day, I believe Hindustanis, they do have an advantage in Imperial. Of course, if Khmer can get into the fully upgraded elephants, it's another story, but it's unlikely. Because even Imperial Camel is going to have trouble dealing with the chonkers. Yeah, that's not enough damage, especially against the Khmer ones who dish out so much damage. Wait, I have an emote? Really? Huh. Alright. I guess that's a standard one that Twitch gives you. Anyway, that was a fun set. It's a little bit sad about game 1 with all the weird resources generation. Again, I don't think it really made a difference in the outcome of the game, but yeah, it's unfortunate. So both of these players are quite fast when it comes to APM, and I might be wrong, but I think that's something that, you know, people from Latin America tend to have in common. Don't think I've ever met someone from South America or Mexico being like slow like I am. I don't know. Anyway, so that was the first set. Let's go back to the draft and jump into the second set. Okay, so the next set is going to be NeozZ, who I believe was, you know, higher seed. So he just, you know, went crazy with the name here. And his opponent is going to be Rodrixs, which I believe I have not casted yet in the league. Now, let's look at their profiles real quick. So NeozZ, he's been in the league for about 3 seasons now, I think. He is a player from France. As you can see, he is quite a high elo player. Currently number 2 in the world ladder. Yeah, I mean, this is still the ranked ladder. I think when it comes to quote-unquote tournament ladder, I think he's still in the top 150. But yeah, he's got a 2k5 elo as his all-time high. Currently sitting at 2k3, almost 2k4. And I believe, all things considered, he is the highest elo player we've had in the league. Maybe Lucho was higher. I do not know what Lucho's elo exactly is. But yeah. And his opponent is going to be Rodrixs, who has a different in-game name. But yeah, he is quite high elo himself. Almost 2k3 for highest elo. Currently sitting at 2k287. So he is quite close to his highest elo. He might actually be... Oh no, okay, it was a couple of months ago that he was at his highest. Now, Rodrixs, I believe this is his first season with the league. He is from Argentina. So NeozZ is not only going to have the heal advantage, he's also going to have the experience advantage when it comes to the league format. So we'll see. So, oh wait, this is the save draft. So, as for maps, these two, they got it right. So map for game 1 is going to be Shipwreck. So this was played in round 4. And as for game 2, we have Graveyards. And as you can see, both players, they just randomly banned stuff. I don't know if they had a gentleman's agreement before this, but that's always fun to see. Now, as for civs, we have the usual 5 random bans. This time around, we got Malians, Celts, Hindustanis, Koreans, and Romans. All of these are pretty strong civs. And then NeozZ, he randomly banned Chinese and Vikings, and randomly picked Armenians, Vietnamese, and Byzantines, while randomly sniping Ethiopians. Now, Rodrixs, he actually spelled his name backwards, okay. Yeah, he randomly banned Bulgarians and Franks, randomly sniped Tatars, and honestly, I think if you're NeozZ and you got these saves randomly, and you see Tatars go, you're just so happy, right? For these maps, out of these saves, that's probably the only one you do not like. And then Rodrixs, he was left with Poles, Mongols, and Turks. So, I mean, not bad saves, especially Mongols, but I kinda prefer NeozZ's draft. Anyway, let's load up game 1 and see how they made use of those random civs. Okay, here we are. So in the red, we have Rodrixs playing as the Mongols, and in the blue, we have NeozZ playing as the Armenians. Okay, Mongols is actually quite nice here because you have plenty of chickens that you might want to get quite early on. Okay, we already have a scout war, and if you're Mongols, do you really want to be taking this? Oh, actually, he wins this, okay. So both saves are actually nice for the chickens here. Mongols, we're just going to be getting those faster. And Armenians, you can just drop a, mule cart on this woodline, and it will double as a drop-off point for both the chickens and the woodline. Now, another thing about having Mongols on this map is that it's quite easy to go and lame your opponents. So, because of the way the geese tend to spawn. And you have extra line of sight on that scout, so it's going to be easy for you to find your geese before they get lamed and to go out and lame your opponents. Now, as usual, we have geese on the outside as well. But they do hold less food than the ones you have available around your TC. So these, they have 100. The one on the outside, they have 25. It's still better than nothing, but it's not as good. And once again, we have kind of a bad fish generation, right? Look at this. Look at the base of Rodrixs, and we have 5 fish, basically. In a semi-circle. Well, make it 4 if you want. Maybe that's a bit too far away. You look at NeozZ, and he's got 2. I've noticed this in quite a bit of generations on this map. The way the fish generates is a little bit inconsistent. Okay, so Rodrixs just says, okay, I'll just drop a mill on those chickens. Maybe he will skip the dock. and just go for a full land aggression play. Ooh, okay, yeah, I was thinking about this. So, Armenians, they could be making spearmen in the arcade, and a single spearman could lame all of these chickens, right? That's not going to be the case with the new patch, because with the new patch, when you kill huntables or herdables or any animal really with military units, you still get the food out of the animal as if it was killed by a villager. Yeah, and these are spearmen. Yeah, it's actually multiple spearmen. Okay. So luckily for Rodrixs, he already has taken one of his patches, and NeozZ is going that way, so he's going to be missing this. Does he even know about that one? Yeah, he does. He's going to poke that villager. Spearman will go down to the TC. That's unfortunate. But now Rodrixs is going to know about the spearman. And he's up to feudal. And neither player is on water. So both players ignoring water. Rodrixs just walling up. He knows he is ahead when it comes to... Oh, actually his score is lying a bit. Rodrixs will win this. Yeah, he's got 3 more HP. Ooh, nice. Villager coming in clutch. Okay, Spearman is now going to try and kill the chicken, but yeah, the villagers, they just attack the chicken instead, so this food can be taken now. It is going to decay, but it's better than having 0. And these are Mongol villagers anyway, so they work faster, and it is not going to be decaying. I mean, it's still going to be decaying, but it's not going to be affecting them as much. NeozZ only now getting loom far away from feudal age. Barracks for the Mongols. And he's going to have enough resources to drop a range now. Yep, there it is. And NeozZ, he hasn't even clicked feudal age. Honestly, the moment you have this one go up, you might as well go forward and trash your opponent. Yeah, NeozZ now notices that the outside keys only give 25 food. Yeah. Okay, archers come out. The Mongol player is in gold. He's still taking the chickens. He's on berries, so he's not going to be lacking the food. Yeah, NeozZ is now trying to wall and stay alive. But he's 2 minutes away from feudal age. And until he gets there, these houses, they actually have 7 pierce armor, which is 1 less than the ones from feudal age, but that's still enough to, you know, shake off arrows from the archers. But they have negative armor, so if Rodrixs wanted to, he could just, you know, take these 4 vills, start punching that house with the archer behind, so NeozZ is going to be unable to repair it. And he might be able to get through, but he's playing this. Yeah, he's being cautious. At the end of the day, you're against a higher rated opponent, so it makes sense that you want to be cautious about this. Now, good news for NeozZ is that he is Armenian, so he's going to be able to move around with the mule cart and just relocate his eco instead of having to, you know, rebuild every time. double archer range. So it's probably going to be scrim defense from NeozZ. We still have no fletching from the Mongol player, who is already switching into scouts. So I don't know if he saw the ranges. He didn't, but I mean, Yarn archers. Your opponent just got to feudal, and there's no way they're going to be going on archers because they're going to be behind in numbers. There's no way they're going to be making infantry because, well, it dies to archers. Their only options are either skirmishers or scouts, but scouts might be a bit too late because of the archer numbers, so yeah. You know that their best option is going skirmishers, and that's why you add scouts. So that's clever thinking by Rodrixs. Ooh, blacksmith gets knights, so yeah, and that single scout could eventually... Okay, no, it's not going to kill every single skirmisher, but yeah. Now NeozZ knows about the scouts, and so he's going back to spearmen. Farms from both players. Rodrixs still missing the double bid axe upgrade. NeozZ needs to snipe that spearman with the archers. Sorry, Rodrixs needs to snipe the spearman. He eventually will. He kills a lot of the skirmishers with the scouts. And now he can just sit on this gold and be annoying. Very good unit control here. And we got a tower from Rodrixs, okay. So he's going very aggressive with this. And that tower might be massive if it goes up, right? Because it will deny this gold. And I mean, NeozZ could just move to that one. But then you're kind of exposed to the archers. But it's also going to deny the farms. Okay, tower goes here. Might actually get punched down. Oh no, okay. It's just going to be defensive tower from NeozZ as well. Okay, we now have armor for the archers from NeozZ. Still missing fletching, so he could get outranged. And you know, despite being later to feudal, this has been quite a balanced game for NeozZ. He's kind of behind in Rest Collected, but he's holding. Now he needs to be careful that scout numbers do not get out of hand, and that he keeps his spearmen safe from the archers. Okay, scouts jump. That spearman is weak. Almost goes down to the skirmishers. And there's a defensive tower now from NeozZ. Rodrixs, yeah, he will know about that now. Maybe a bit too late. Takes down the spearman. He could jump the skirmishers now. But the tower is going to be helping the skirms. There's no armor on... Oh, no, actually, we have armor on the scouts, okay. So they might be able to tank some shots. But the tower is still there. It is going to protect this area, but now Rodrixs has the mobility, so he could just go around and maybe hit this area. He doesn't know about the this stuff over there, but he might be thinking there is something. He knows about the berries here. Oh, but we have a counter raid from NeozZ. Getting some value from these archers. Still no flashing, so they're not going to be as scary, but... Okay, yeah, we have skirmishers from Rodrixs. Rodrixs now running to this woodline. He should see that exposed villager. NeozZ walls it. Palisade will go down. Okay, the villager is dead. And we have a man-at-arms from NeozZ. Okay. I mean, sure, you've got a lot of gold. So you're going to need to spend it for something, but... He doesn't have enough food eco to sustain that. He's taking this shorefish, which is nice. Scouts are now diving the TC. I mean, it's 2025, right? TC is still hit nothing. Skirmishers, they don't really care that much about the tower fire, especially when they have armor. They're not going to be able to kill vills unless there's some weak ones around, but they can be annoying and weaken some vills just for the scouts to pick them off later. We have longswords for NeozZ. Okay, if Rodrixs is not prepared, this could be huge. Does he have arson? He could get arson if he wanted to. But now Rodrixs might be thinking, double barracks. Is there something going on? And now he sees the longsword. And there's no unit in feudal that can deal with this. I mean, master archers will be able to deal with that, but yeah, you're going to need numbers. He does have 2 ranges though. And by the way, 25 minutes, we're still in feudal, quite far away from castle for both players. And neither player going to water still. That kind of surprises me. I mean, especially as Rodrixs, you see this. Might as well... Ooh, swordsman just picking up some vills. Okay, we have arson now for the swordsman, so they're going to get more damage against buildings. And here swordsman with the skirms behind could be a pain to deal with for Rodrixs, because yeah, archers could deal with the swordsman, but not if they're getting hit in the face by a javelin. And look at that. This is going to snowball. Look how fast the house goes down. And NeozZ could, realistically, he could just stop making villagers and just spam units here. He could also delete some buildings here just to get to his opponent's base. Yeah, he's going to take down military buildings instead. I mean, that's smart, right? Just make sure that your opponent has no way to, you know, stand in your way before you actually go to his base and clean him up. And I mean, this amount of swordsmen, it's not enough yet because you're still missing Castle Age upgrades, but I think if you got 25 of them, you could potentially kill the Feudal Age DC. Okay, yeah, he's coming. He deleted that. Will Roxys no notice? He might, because he's attacking the barracks instead. Instead of going straight for the vills. Okay, we've got a tower. Rodrixs, that's not going to make... Okay, Stonewall, yes, that's the correct answer to infantry. You might need another Stonewall here. Yeah, those will get through. Yeah. Go through. Tower is denied. Those will go down. Archers will eventually die to the skirms. I mean, Rodrixs is picking off some swordsmen, but yeah. I see a demo from... Okay, so NeozZ is now on water, okay. Okay, tower went up. But it's not going to be enough to kill the swordsman. Forging coming in, so... I mean, they're going to have 10 total attack. Against 6 from the scout cavalry. I mean, sure, scouts have 5 more HP, but way less attack and armor. And everything is dying for Rodrixs. NeozZ knows he still doesn't have enough to dive the TC. But he will eventually. I mean, he could probably take down that tower, but he would have to go either this way around or here. I mean, you can just sit a couple of units over there. Where's the demos? Okay. Where's the other one? Oh, okay, over here. Okay, Rodrixs trying to raid. He knows his units cannot take the fight against NeozZ's units. And so NeozZ just goes for Feudal Age Pikemen. Of course he does. Also, 1 second, going to close the window real quick. There we go. Oh, oh. Okay, sorry. I missed some action. Hey Tech, welcome. So Rodrixs is abusing the market, trying to be able to keep up unit production, but yeah, NeozZ is not giving up. I mean, he's relentless. I mean, I said not giving up as if he was the one losing, but he's not. I mean, this tower will go up. Hold on. No way, right? Even if the tower goes up, it doesn't stay up. There's no way. Yeah. So Swordsman will just take it down. Rodrixs knows that, and he calls the GG. So NeozZ takes game 1. That was an entertaining one. It really looked bad for NeozZ when he was still in Dark Age and his opponent got to Feudal. And maybe Rodrixs should have been more aggressive and, you know, make use of that advantage he had. Because I think he had a chance at that point. But yeah, NeozZ just held on, stayed alive, came back, used the Armenian bonuses, and took the win. So it's always a nice day when you see Armenian longswords in Feudal, right? Okay, statistics. Okay, so I'm going to take a minute because I spilled some water close to my socket, so I do not want to be electrocuted, so I'll go and dry that one up. I'll be right back, sorry. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay, so that was game 1. Let's go straight into game 2, which is going to be on graveyards. There we go. Nope, not the draft. Capture Age. Okay, so we have graveyards. We have Byzantines here for NeozZ and Turks for Rodrixs. So, quick reminder for those who just came in. We did not have a quote-unquote proper draft, if you will. Both players, they just went random with civs and bans. And so that's why Rodrixs is playing Turks on this map. Now, NeozZ got Byzantines, which is a very nice civ for this one. Especially when you have the generation with this much fish in the middle. Because normally you just go for a dock and you eventually fight over the resources in the middle with fires. And well, Byzantines have the best fires in the game. Turks, they're not really known for being a navy civ, especially in feudal. You do get +2 range on your elite cannon galleons once you get to imperial and you get artillery as unique tech, which is nice. But I would say that's it for their navy. They do get shipwright. Okay, actually they have nice navy. They just do not have any direct bonuses to it. You could maybe make some play with the fact that you have faster working gold miners and you get free chemistry, so you have that instant power spike once you get to imperial. But that's it, and again, that's not going to be helping you with feudal play. Well, water feudal play. And look at this. Rodrixs already 2 vills taking the fish. So he's going to build the dock with the 2 villagers when they try to go back. That's nice. And he is Turks. So I know I said Turks do not have the best water play, but I think they're kind of underestimated on open maps, because you do have the scouts with +1 pierce armor, which is nice. And by the way, you get that straight from Dark Age. It's not like with most civs where you get your bonus on military units starting feudal. No, you get this out of the gate. NeozZ trying to take the fight to the Vil, but that's a loomed Vil. And there's 2 of them, so even if you take the heal advantage, you're going to get shanked to death. But yeah, the Turkish bonus on the scouts is pretty nice. And then if you get to Castle Age and you have a pretty decent number of scouts out, you get light cap for free. So you get that power spike. It's not crazy bonuses like many other civs currently Meta and Arabia have, but I like them. And that gold bonus really helps with archer play. You don't want to stay too long on archers because you do not get Arbalester, but eventually you can switch to CA, which is amazing with Turks. Well, Tech, they're not playing Georgians versus Hindustanis because they just went random saves basically. So that's probably why. Also, to those 2 saves, I would add Persians and Japanese for this map. Okay, NeozZ just got Loom, might be able to click up after this Vil comes out. Rodrixs with quite a bit of IDTC time. So he might be able to click up as well after this Vil comes out, but he's going to be later to feudal and behind in Vil numbers. Yeah, there we go. But I mean, the previous game, NeozZ was behind to Feudal by a couple of minutes, and he managed to win, so maybe this time Rodrixs is going to be able to win despite being behind that much in Feudal. He is going to lose water, though, so that's going to hurt. But maybe he was not planning on fighting water to begin with. Okay, now going for the gold. I see no barracks, so this doesn't look like a straight archer play. Might actually be fires. Okay, double dock from NeozZ. And again, he is Byzantines, so those fires are going to be stronger. And yeah, NeozZ, he is using the fishing ships to take the oysters, which I like, because then he doesn't have to invest 100 wood for the mining camp, right? To get those fires out. Okay, now he's back to fish. Yeah, and not having to spend that wood for the mining camp allows you to drop a barracks despite having made so many fires. Well, I say so many, but he made 3 in total. No, I didn't see him do anything to the monkey, but oh, this barracks gets denied. Vil goes down. That's unfortunate. I mean, that Vil is going to be able to get it up. It will eventually kill the scout. But NeozZ got water. And now, archer range. And if these 2 docks go down, NeozZ could go back to oystering. Okay, that said, Rodrixs, 2 fire galleys, 3 more in queue. He's got a demo. Okay, he's going archer range himself. It's probably going to be a skirm opening. Okay, good guard now with the demo. No, the fire was blocking the demo. Disaster. Okay, okay. That's fine, I suppose. Kill it. Yeah. Yeah, he's still going to lose water. Oh, maybe not. Second fire. Okay, focus fire on 1. Okay, okay. He's going to be winning water because now NeozZ is not making anything on water, but he's using the... Oh, never mind. I was about to say he's using the gold to make skirms, but... sorry, archers, but he's going straight into skirms. Rodrixs is going straight into archers, though. Okay, stable. Stable, and again, as Turks, you get +1 pierce armor on your scouts for free. That's pretty decent. Just passing. Vils, just take the scout. Might as well take the spears, I think. Both wood lines are exposed, but I mean, it's skirmishers without fletching. Villagers can just fight this one off. You do not want to give archers for free to the skirms, though. Okay, I like this. Rodrixs, he knows he won water, so he's just going back to fishing. NeozZ, though, he's going back to fires. Oh, of course he's going skirms and not archers. He's Byzantines. Okay. So this is full trash from NeozZ. I mean, I say full trash, but he's not making any spearmen. We have a tower on the dock from NeozZ. Okay, NeozZ, if you're watching this, either live now or later on YouTube, don't hate me for what I'm about to say, but this is something the AI does a lot, right? If you attack the AI's dock, they will always drop a tower on it. I just find it funny, that's all. Okay, scouts coming here from Rodrixs. They should not find a way in. It's a little bit tricky to... Oh, there was a hole. Yeah, I was about to say, it's a little bit tricky to wall with these elevations. But yeah, NeozZ noticed that. He probably tried walling there with a palisade and noticed there was a hole, so he just drops a house instead. And now he's back on water. Because Rodrixs... I know I said I like how he added the fish, but I guess he maybe should have waited until the docks went down before dropping the extra fish. Now NeozZ is completely safe at home because he's walled. He's getting the armor for the infantry, he's getting arson, and he's just making spears and skirms. That's it. Yeah, and Rodrixs just laughing and calls the GG. So NeozZ takes this set 2-0. And I have to say, I like the idea of going full trash with the Byzantines because, I mean, he's on gold now, right? But the way he played it is he used the oysters for the initial gold that he needed for the fires so that he could contest water. And he's always going to be, you know, in an advantage position there because he's Byzantines. But doing that allowed him to save 100 wood from the mining camp, which allows him to drop the range and the barracks faster while still producing fires. And then if you're going for trash, you don't need as much gold, right? Because you just need the gold for the fires. And you just go full trash with the Byzantines. It's cheaper, doesn't require gold. So you don't really have to go there unless you lose your fishing ships, I guess. So yeah, I mean, this is one of the reasons why Byzantines are so strong, right? You can just go... You can just throw stuff at your opponent and you're eventually going to be making it. I mean, of course, NeozZ was not just, you know, throwing stuff. He was actually playing well, so that's also something to keep in mind. But yeah. It was a fun set. Game 1 was insane. I'm still so sad for Rodrixs for not being able to close that one. Because I still think he had a good chance in that one. But yeah, it's just unfortunate. Okay, so I think that's going to be it for today's casting. So, thank you everyone who joined. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be seeing you next time.